Alrighty, learners, a huge welcome to a topic that seems pretty simple, but it does get quite tricky here and there. Really important to understand our WALT. First of all, we are learning to convert between 12-hour and 24-hour times. Now, first of all, let's draw this lovely clock just here, and we know that 12 o'clock is right at the top, 6 o'clock down here, 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock all the way over here. Now, of course, timings and time is what we're looking at. So, of course, when we're hitting ourselves on the big and the small hands, we're looking at where those hands are and thinking about that being 3 o'clock. We can also write that specifically as 3 o'clock. Now, the biggest thing in here is 12 and 24-hour time really means that we need to make sure we know what sort of time of day this 3 o'clock is all about. Now, 3 o'clock could be written in many different ways. First of all, it could be written as 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. Now, those are both looking at the 12-hour cycle, the 12-hour clock, because every time it's saying 3, if you put an AM or a PM, you denote or you tell your audience what time of day, AM being in the morning, PM being in the afternoon. Now, when it comes to the 24-hour clock, you need to make sure that you're having a look at all of the hours in the day. So I could write it as 03.33. And that actually gives us an indication that it's 3 a.m. because of the 0 just here. And similarly, when we're converting, I could actually write that at 1500. And 1500 is actually the 24-hour time signature to represent 3 o'clock. If this sounds confusing or a little bit all over the place, don't worry. Look, in general, time started way back from the ancient Egyptians, and they decided that there would be a 12-hour cycle to their days and nights. So let's write about their 12-hour cycle here. And they also decided that this would be broken up into 2 periods as well. So as well as having 12 hours in the morning, they'd also have 12 hours in the afternoon, making it a 24-hour clock cycle. All right, so I've got my first 12 hours written here. What I could do next to all of these numbers is actually write AM or PM to tell you whether or not this is in the morning or in the afternoon. And as we progress through the day, I can say that we've got 12 p.m. just at the bottom here, and that actually will denote that it's in the middle of the day. If I had 12 a.m., so it's the same as saying 0, 12 a.m., it'd be midnight. Midnight is 12 a.m. or 0000. Now, military time came into effect to kind of give a real specific idea of the time and also a specific idea of what time soldiers needed to meet, for example. So when it came to 24-hour time, very simply, all they did was extend the 12 and then make it into 24. So instead of 12 p.m., finishing there and going all the way back to 0, they just continued on. So it went from 12 to 13, and then to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now, the last number does not go to 24. Unfortunately, in the 24-hour cycle, we don't ever actually get to 24 o'clock. We go all the way back to 0. Now, because these are specific numbers, we don't actually need to put PM or AM because we know that this 6 will never feature again, so it's got to be in the AM. And similarly, 16 never features again, so we know that that's in the PM. I'll show you what they mean. 1 o'clock in the afternoon goes to 13 o'clock, 2 to 14, 3 to 15, 4 to 16. The reason that happens is because midday, 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. is the final time before we move on to this 13. So obviously after midday, the next hour would be 1 p.m. So 13. Look, it follows the pattern very similarly here as well. 5 to 17, 6 to 18, 7 to 19, 8 to 20, 9 to 21, 10 to 22, and 11 to 23. Obviously, we're having a look at that and thinking, gosh, that's very strange, but ultimately it is something that everybody uses and the things that you really need to start understanding yourself. All right, obviously we've looked at that already, and your job really when it comes to 24-hour time is to understand the conversions. So let's have a quick look and then I'll give you some questions. Can you tell me the 24-hour time for 4:25 p.m.? All right, so 25 doesn't change. It's always going to be 25 in the answer. We need to think about 25 at the end. And I'm having a look at what the conversion is of 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. goes actually to 16. So it's going to be 16:25. Let's try that for an AM time. Can you tell me, without putting PM or AM, what 8:46 a.m. would be on the 24-hour clock? Now remember that when it comes to 24-hour clock, we need to put a 0 before any number that is a morning number. So 24 hours means we've got 08:46, and 08:46 will give you the 8 a.m. If it's a 20:46, we know that's the PM. You see how 8 is actually 20 in the evening? So 20:46. All right, here's a question for you. Let's have a go at challenging yourself for this time here. Can you tell me what time this is? So 21:56 is what I've written down. Let's have a look here. 21:56. Okay, so I'm looking at my 21. There we go. 9 is 21. So it's going to be 9:56, but it's in the afternoon or the evening, actually. That's nighttime. So 21:56. The only challenging thing, hopefully you're getting closer and closer to understanding, is when I say, can you tell me midnight? Midnight. Now, midnight doesn't go to 23, and technically you could put 12 a.m. to tell you it's midnight, but on the 24-hour clock, you need to be writing 0, 0, 0, 0. And that is where all time starts from midnight onwards, all the way through to 23, 59. Once you go through all of those times on the 24-hour clock, guess what? It just starts all over again. Okay, I'm going to put this image on the Google form so you can use that if you need. And a reminder that I'll put a 0 at the end here as well. So 0, obviously 0 up here is the same as saying midnight or 12, so you can see the difference between them. Use this image, see if you can convert the time that I've got available to you, and looking forward to seeing how you go. Good luck.